there is also focus on the Strait of Hormuz. What is happening in that very strait, which has been the epicenter of the war? Now, the parliament in Iran has reportedly cleared the proposal to impose toll tax on ships wanting to cross the Strait of Hormuz. According to the IRGC-affiliated Fars news agency, a parliamentary committee in Iran has approved plans to impose tolls on traffic in the Strait of Hormuz. Now, Tehran has also cleared a trial-based toll system. With this move, Iran is now clearly signaling assertion or control over the Strait of Hormuz. Now, remember the kind of comments coming in from Donald Trump earlier. He said if the deal concludes, one of the proposals that the U.S. is looking at is how both Iran and U.S. together can control the Strait of Hormuz. Iran has outrightly rejected those claims. Now, Iran is once again trying to position itself as the effective gatekeeper of the world's most critical oil transit route, which is the Strait of Hormuz. Now, we are going to tell you why this matters. Let's explain graphically. Now, of course, we've been talking about the importance of the Strait of Hormuz, which is located between Oman and Iran. And you know how the Strait of Hormuz is the most critical global oil route at this point of time. It is the only waterway in or out of the Persian Gulf. Once again, we are explaining to you why Strait of Hormuz has become the epicenter. In 2025 itself, 13 million barrels of oil passed through the Strait of Hormuz. And right now, you're also seeing how the government is trying to negotiate with Iran to ensure safe passage of our ships, to secure our energy security. Pathway, it is the pathway to 20% of global oil trade. And right now, Iran is saying that it has passed about a legislation to ensure that there is toll for ships passing through the strait. And 20% of global LNG also passes through this very strait. We're telling you about the importance of the Strait of Hormuz. And right now, it is the only maritime route for the Gulf states. So here, and 70 to 80% of oil and LNG from here goes to Asia. That is why whatever is happening in the Middle East war has larger ramifications for India. And the government has also been saying, the Prime Minister himself has said that the situation in West Asia is concerning, but India is also looking at ways to mitigate the crisis. Now, Hormuz toll booth, what do we know about it? So Iran's parliamentary panel has cleared a toll plan as per media in Iran. What does that that entail? It entails that there's going to be toll on ships crossing the strategic waterway, which is the Strait of Hormuz. And both US and Israeli vessels are not allowed because Iran has said that the strait is only open for friends and not for its enemies. Now, ships from sanctions supporting countries are also not allowed. That is what Iran has currently said. This is as per the media in Iran. And the new toll system is in cooperation with Oman. Now, this is what the media in Iran is currently reporting, that this very toll system is in cooperation with Oman. So here we are looking at a toll booth, a Hormuz toll booth. And with that, there's more breaking news coming in at this point of time. Now, what do we know? As West Asia war enters day 31, Donald Trump is likely to end the war without a Hormuz deal. Reports are suggesting that US currently is eyeing exit despite the blockade of the Strait of Hormuz. There are reports suggesting that this is a shift in the war strategy. Reports have also been saying that Donald Trump now is looking at an exit, and reopening of the Hormuz is currently put on the back burner. These are latest reports coming in. As per these reports, Donald Trump has told his aides that he is willing to end the war without reopening Hormuz, and he's also told his aides that he's willing to end with the US military campaign against Iran, even if the Strait of Hormuz remains largely closed. And there are officials who've been quoted in this report as saying that likely extending Tehran's firm grip on the waterway and leaving a complex operation to reopen it for a later days. Now, you also heard what Donald Trump and his aides have, in fact, assessed, that this is a mission to open the choke point, would push the conflict beyond the timeline of 4 to 6 weeks. Major General A.K. Sivaj is joining us on this broadcast. Major General Sivaj, good morning, and thank you for being with us. Reports are suggesting that Donald Trump might not look at a larger Hormuz deal. He wants an exit. Is this a sign of surrender?
No doubt about it. See, the point is Donald Trump wants to come out of this war and he wants an honorable exit. Though he's not able to get it one. And that's why what he's trying to convey is that he's building up a force to give an impression as that they will be attacking on a Kharg island. But fully knowing that in case U.S. attack on a Kharg island, which is going to be a very complex operation and going to buy a number of casualties. As it is, his popularity has gone down in U.S. and the midterm elections are November. So this is just a posturing. He just wants to come out of this war because he realized there is no victory in this. He is not going to win in this war. And the fact that Iran remains relevant in this war is a victory of Iran itself. This is a war of basically of Israel. So he is very keen that he should come out. But remember one thing, that especially countries like Saudi and UAE, they are also pushing him to continue till Iran becomes much more weaker. The time will only tell, but the situation in Middle East is really very complex, with Houthi rebel now becoming very active in Red Sea. And if Bab al-Mandeb is being also closed, where 12% of the world trade goes, especially oil going from Asia to Europe, and then the whole detour of African continent.
All right.
Imagine what will be the impact with Strait of Hormuz.
Absolutely. So like you mentioned, Major General Sivach, his approval ratings are down. There are, contradictory statements coming in almost every day. On one hand, talking about negotiations. On the other hand, talking about blowing up power plants. And we have reports coming in that the reopening of Hormuz for the United States may be put on the back burner. Is this a sign of surrender or desperation? We will wait and watch. We'll wait for more analysis to come in, more confirmation to come in from the United States. But thank you so much for joining us on this broadcast. With that, it's time for us viewers to slip into a short commercial break.